Hi, this is Patrick Henry, the CEO of Grow Guru, and I'm here today with Dr. David Sloan, the Chief Agronomist of Grow Guru. Welcome, David.
Thanks, Patrick.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about your background, your experience, and how you got into agronomy, and what you've been doing over the last couple decades, I guess.
Well, the first thing you're going to know about me is that I'm an Aussie. You can hear that by the accent. Actually, I grew up in Sydney, but I took off to the country as soon as I could. I did an agronomy degree at Sydney University and did a PhD at the University of Adelaide. But I've been working in soil moisture monitoring for well over 20 years now.
Okay.
I did a PhD in plant water relations, and I've been working in the industry. I spent some time working with AgriLink in Australia, and then Aquaspy in the US. Spent some time with Metos USA, and here I am at Grow Guru.
Terrific. So for the people that don't understand kind of as much about crop science, can you describe kind of in layman's terms what is agronomy, and then specifically what is irrigation agronomy?
Well, agronomy is all about growing crops, and irrigation agronomy is all about putting the right amount of water on at the right time to grow the best yield and quality of those crops.
Okay. And that's kind of what you become a specialist in, is kind of the irrigation agronomy.
Yep, you've got to think like a plant, I guess. And over the last 20 years, I've had a lot of opportunity to watch plants drink and understand how to help them drink better, to grow stronger roots and get a better result. We can save water and obviously make more money.
All right, cool. So as you know, Grow Guru is all about helping farmers optimally irrigate their crops so they get better crop yield and save money and make more money. And a part of that is the soil moisture sensor component of the solution. So tell me a little bit about kind of your experience of the benefits of using soil moisture sensors for optimally irrigating crops.
Well, I'll start out by saying there's a wide range of soil moisture sensors. Farmers have been irrigating using all different types of decision-making tools, everything from the shovel in their hands to seeing what their neighbour does. But when it comes to sensors, what I've found the best are continuously logged sensors. So, and even better if you can connect them up to telemetry and get data back in real time remotely. Mm-hmm. So, sensors that I like to use the most are probe-style sensors, where you've got a column, a plastic column with electronics inside it and sensors at multiple depths. And so you can basically measure the entire root zone at once and get a really good picture of multiple levels in that root zone, and watch the plant drinking every 15 minutes throughout the day and watch it rest at night. Once you get into looking at it and you understand what you're seeing, it's really fascinating.
So how about like the difference between measuring water at the root zone with a permanent crop, like a fruit tree or a nut tree, compared to an annual crop like a corn or a soybeans? Kind of what's the difference in terms of looking at soil moisture monitoring in those two different scenarios?
Well, the way we approach irrigation scheduling is to look at a whole season approach. And you don't need to put the same amount of water on every day of the season, every day of the life of that crop. You vary the amounts. There's the right amount of water to put on at the right time. For example, with an annual crop, it's growing its root system in every year. So if you go at it too hard and you put too much water on too soon, it gets lazy and it doesn't grow its roots deep. You want to have a deep root system so it can access more water, more nutrients. It's got a bigger motor for when it needs it at the critical time of the year when the yield is forming and it's hot. For permanent plantings, the same rules apply. There are different stages of crop growth, and so it needs different amounts of water at different times. And even more than that, you can actually use stress as a weapon. So you can hold water back to bring on a change in the plant and then construct yield in that way. So for example, with wine grapes, you can hold water back and stress it and do what's called regulated deficit irrigation to cut down on the canopy so that you don't get too much disease and shading of the fruit. And then when it hits veraison, it goes reproductive. You then can put a lot more water on and then finish it off. Build the water level, soil moisture up coming into harvest. So it's very much a strategic approach to irrigation management, which I like to call strategic irrigation management, funnily enough.